how does it make you feel to know that you are literally changing the world through resources, time, money, attention to serve humanity, and yet people still criticize you?
More than 1% of people on the earth, are watching every single video we make. And so it's impossible at this scale to make a piece of content that, 100 million people will all conventionally be like, this is perfect, because there's different cultures, different languages, people are raised differently. So it's more, what I look at is like, what is the percentage of that 100 million that are happy with what I do versus mad? And like, if 99.5% are like, this is amazing, and they're on board, and, it inspires them to go do good, and only 0.5% are like negative. Well, because my audience is so large, that 0.5% is larger than most people's online following. So it can seem really loud, but in the grand scheme of things, it's like, oh, when you look at it percentage-wise, it's really not that big of a deal. So I think at the start, like one of the big ones is we helped 1,000 blind people see again through cataract surgeries, and we did it all around the world. And people are very vocal about that. For whatever reason,
they didn't like it.
Well, they're just like, well, why don't you help them off camera? And I was like, well, we use the videos and the brand deals and ad revenue to do it. Like, I mean, if I didn't make a video on it, we just wouldn't be able to do it, because that's, over the course of our channel, we spent, tens of millions of dollars on helping people. And so, and most people, after I said that, they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then so it's just looking at it from a percentage standpoint, that helps, but it's still like kind of funny at the same time. But I'm just going to do it. I mean, even if 50% of people complained, I mean, it's just like,
you'd still do it.
Yeah, why not?
Does it affect you in any way when you see it? Or are you just like, it's part of the game, I understand it, and I'm going to keep doing my thing?
Well, to be fair, not all criticism is invalid. Like sometimes people would be like, you make these video on helping people, but you don't, this is one I used to get back in the day, but you don't really give the viewers that act like a way to go further on and do more. And like, that is a valid criticism. So now we try to, direct them towards like, here's how you could actually do help. Like we just recently did a video where we gave 2,000 people prosthetic legs that didn't have legs, so they could walk again. And in the middle, we did a whole segment about how if you know someone who grew out of their prosthetic legs, which is pretty frequent, like if you get one at a young age, through puberty, you're going through multiple different ones. And then people just don't know what to do with the old ones. And there's a clinic who literally takes recycled prosthetic legs, fixes them up, which is like dirt cheap, and then gives them to the poorest of people who can't afford one. So something that would have cost someone $5,000, they can now get for like $100, because it was just something that someone was going to throw away. And so like, that was an example of like, here we're helping people, and then we're also telling the 100 million people watching how they could help. And I mean, it seems obvious in hindsight, but that was a version of people saying things, and I applied it, and it was a net positive. So it's that's really what you have to do, is like, when you get a bunch of criticism, if you're at my scale, you just look at it. Majority of it is just going to be people hating, because people are miserable in their own life, they're just going to complain.